Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday night. We made it another day. So let me get this kind of squared away here. I didn't quite make it all the way of getting my makeup on today. Got my hair done, got the shower done, all that good stuff, but I kind of didn't make it any further. Let me see if this helps any. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I think that takes the shadow off. Okay, so this evening we're going to talk about 5 common issues with foundation. I used to struggle hard with finding the right foundation. Uh, it was the most painful, um, can't say, it was the most painful process ever of always trying to find a foundation. Then you'd find one, and then your skin would change, and you have to go through the process again and find another foundation. So I feel your pains, and these are all things that I have received comments on, questions about. So I just kind of put them all together, and now I'm going to bring them to you. I picked out the top 5. So common, the 5 common issues with foundation. Okay, so 1 comes up on everything. Okay, so yes, foundation does. The foundation that I switched to about 4.5 years ago, it does not. It's smudge proof, waterproof, budge proof. Um, it is freaking fantastic, fabulous. It is so nice to be able to actually put my makeup on, put my clothes on, and it's not on my clothes. It's not on the collar of my shirts or sweaters, or when I hug someone, it's not on their clothes. Um, so that's the only one that I have found that doesn't come off. It's smudge proof, budge proof. Okay, number 2, foundation settles in fine lines. Okay, yes, yes, it does. So the big thing here is moisture. Okay, so if your face is not receiving the right amount of moisture that your skin is needing, then it's going to soak up every ounce of moisture it can find. Look at it as just like a plant. If you bottom water, I think is what the term of it is. If you actually water a plant from the bottom, you can see that the plant actually sucks up that water, the amount of water that it needs. Okay, your skin's identical. You put that foundation on, it's already not receiving the right amount of moisture that it needs. So it's going to soak up all of that foundation and leave behind the particles. It's going to leave behind the particles, and they're settling into your fine lines, right? So you need to exfoliate, you need to use a primer, and you need to make sure that you're using the right skincare, okay? So if your face is not getting enough moisture, then you're not using the right skincare. So if you're literally, I mean, that is one of the reasons that foundation settles in fine lines, is due to the fact that your skin is absorbing and just soaking up all of that foundation and leaving all of the particles in your fine lines. Okay, so I've you guys have probably heard me say it a million times, but you can't expect to have your makeup game a 10 if your skincare game is a 2 or a 3. I mean, it has to be, you have to have a 10 and 10. Your skincare is your foundation. It is literally the foundation of everything when it comes to makeup. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, number 3 is foundation turns darker the longer it's on. So in high school, I never knew the word oxidize. I used to be a Clinique wearer. I mean, Clinique was hands down the only thing I would wear, from the foundation to the powder to the moisturizer to everything. It was the absolute worst thing for my face because it did not give me the moisture and the skincare that I needed. But I know that now that I'm 40 something and finally figured out what was causing my skin to be so horrendous. But it oxidizes. Okay, so the foundation again that I use, I've not found any issues with it oxidizing because it actually will adjust. We have color technology in the foundation, in our foundation and tinted moisturizer, that it adjusts 3 shades lighter and 3 shades darker to your skin. But for all other foundations, I've never found one on the market that doesn't oxidize. Um, Aside from ours, I've never found one that doesn't oxidize. So that's where it turns darker the longer it's on you. So why is that happening? So it's the oils and the pigments reacting to your natural oils, the acidity, and your acidity level and the humidity. So all those combined are affecting the color of the foundation. Um, Here's some couple of steps. You can use a primer. I'm not guaranteeing that any of these will work. These are things that could help you, though. They have, in turn, helped some, but they don't help everyone just because each person's skin is completely different. Each person has their own pH to their skin, okay? So use a primer. I know that was one thing that I always did and it never helped me. I've got some customers that they've done it and it has helped them. So you use a primer, set it with translucent setting powder, okay? Try a tinted moisturizer instead. Um, a big one that I just think I said was rethink your skincare because your skincare is not balancing. Um, your pH is off on your skincare. And to be honest, I didn't even know skin had a pH as far as like your skincare. What the heck was all of that? But it's huge. It's really, really huge. It affects how your skin reacts to skincare and to makeup, all of that stuff. So those are the 5 things that you can try. The first thing that I would, always look back on is your skincare. Are you using the right skincare? Because about 95% of people aren't using the right skincare. I know I was one of them. I was not using the right skincare. Um, so that's always something that I always go back to is the skincare. What are you using? Is it doing what it should do? Is it giving you the results that you need? So is it working for your skin? All right, so number 4, I have a line at my chin and my face is a different color than my neck. We've all been there, every one of us. Um, okay, so 1, you're not blending it past your jawline, so it really needs to go down. But 2 is it probably isn't the right shade for you, okay? Because there really should not be a line. I mean, your face, if you're going to be a shade different than your neck, it'll be a light one shade lighter, okay? So because right there is actually where you're going to check and test a shade. Don't test it on your hand, but you need to test it on your jaw and right here and your neck, okay? So if it's going to be lighter, then it only should be 1 shade lighter than your neck. And make sure that you're carrying that stuff down, okay? Blending it. Okay. See here, number 5. This was a huge, huge issue for me pretty much all of my life. All of my life that I was using foundation until I learned, but I learned otherwise and I learned better how to take care of my skin way better. It accentuates dry patches. Okay, so you're doing your makeup and then all of a sudden it's like your dry patches, they just show. And that foundation is just soaking every bit up and exposing that dry patch. Um, it will, because again, if you have dry patches, then you are not giving your skin enough moisture. So it is going to accentuate those dry patches because, like I said a while ago, your foundation, your skin is going to literally soak up that foundation to where it's going to leave behind all of those particles, and it's literally going to show your dry patches 10 times worse. So you need to address your skincare. Okay, you need to reevaluate your skincare because if you have dry patches, then you're not using the right skincare. Just plain and simple. If you believe that you are using the right skincare, then I would suggest adding a facial oil to your skincare routine. Okay. Um, the facial oil is literally life changing. That is the one thing that has changed my skin from having complete crocodile skin. And it was, I experienced this is the number one thing that I hated wearing foundation, but I had needed to. I had acne really bad. I didn't mean to, obviously, but it was a self-image issue. So you need to reevaluate your skincare. Like I said, if you have dry patches, then it's not getting enough moisture. Just point blank, it is just not getting the moisture that it's requiring. Um, then you have dry skin. So a lot of us, and a lot of people just figure, okay, well, it's normal to dry, right? And that's what I did my entire life. I thought it was normal to dry. I mean, I had some dry patches, but it was pretty much normal. No, once I switched to dry, it was literally life changing. I kid you not, it was literally life changing. And I didn't do that until I was literally late 30s, whenever I started learning more about skincare, and then adding a facial oil on top of, into my routine, my skincare routine, day and night. During the summers, I can use it once during the evening at bedtime, and it's good. I don't have to use it in the morning, but now once winter hits, I'll be drenching my skin in the facial oil. So if you do believe that you have the right skincare, that's not the issue, then add a facial oil. Okay, you will drastically see a huge difference in it. Okay, so those were the 5, and I'll kind of recap. So number 1 was comes off on everything. 2, foundation settles in fine lines. 3 is foundation turns darker the longer it's on. 4, I have a line at my chin, and my neck and my face are 2 different shades. And then 5 is accentuates dry patches. Okay, so if you have stayed with me until the end, or if you've hopped on and you hear the last part, just go watch the replay. And everybody falls into one of those, just because those are the 5 most common 5 most common issues found with foundation. So if you have any questions, you can just drop them in the comments. You can feel free to message me, privately message me if you want to take it offline, and we can chit chat. So I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a good evening.